Hey Ellis Fam Lifers, welcome to the Inner Circle. I've decided it is going to be the Inner Circle. The Inner Circle, because nobody's going to watch a talking head video unless they're diehard fans. And the diehard fans are y'all, the ones who are living it at the same time that we are. Jill, MJ, Milwaukee, Kira. I can't remember. Kira and I talk a lot, but I can't remember. Do you have an autistic child? I can't remember. Kira, who else is on my feed? I love watching Boston Girl TV, and y'all are the people that are really following because you get it. You go through the same things that we go through. Patricia Hoyos in Mexico, I've been talking to you. I don't know. Give me a shout out down below. And remind me, if I've left you out, just remind me. But let's call this the Inner Circle, because these are the people, y'all are the tribe. Y'all are the ones they talk about when you're making content for videos for YouTube that you develop a following. And I thought it would be some like, oh, hey, people want to watch cute autistic twins, which they do. But the tribe is the people you really connect with. And that is going to be the other people who are going through the same thing that you're going through. So Laura in the UK. So we're all related because we all have one thing in common. We either have an autistic child or we know we're very close to an autistic child. And the thing that I want to talk about today is isolation. I just recently, the past couple of weeks, it really hit me hard that I have become more and more isolated from the world and from my friends because my life looks different than I thought it would. And that is one of the reasons why I wanted to start the Inner Circle, because I had a really low point about 4 or 5 days ago. I was sick and not feeling good, and I had an ear infection that was very painful, and I was very tired, like at a low-grade fever, a terrible pain in my right ear, and just miserable. I had to take off 3 days of work, and it was just, I don't have any time built up, and when my shifts are 12 hours long and we build it by the hour, so I think I just about tanked all of my leave time. So anyway, I was at a really low point about a week ago, and I started thinking, I don't have anybody to talk to, and who really knows what my life is like? And it was a situation where I've got the 2 older boys, the 2 little boys. I was sick. Frank was in and out from working, and I was trying to sleep a lot. And you know, that's the other thing about being an autism parent, is you can't get sick. You just can't. And if you get sick, who's going to take care of your kids? Who's going to take care of them? I mean, I'm very fortunate to have the older boys. They're very helpful, but they're still teenage boys. I mean, they're not mom. And I've got my husband, but he works, and nobody does it like mom, you know? And any one of my family members would say the same thing. I mean, I definitely appreciate their help, and they're quick to jump in and help when they can, but you know, I have a little bit of control issues with taking care of the twins, and I do it better than everybody else. Y'all know how that is. But anyway, I was feeling very isolated last week, and it came to the point where we had a lot of circumstances where we needed to get people to different places, and I found myself really struggling to find help. And you know, a lot of y'all have watched some of my other videos, and you know that both of our grandmothers are gone. My mother died. They died within 3 months of each other, my mother and Frank's mom. And then we've got the grandfathers, but they also work full time, and they're also, you know, we see them periodically, but they're not real. It's not like I can just call up the grandfather and say, hey, I need you to come help me watch the kid. Not like you can your mom, you know. And then I have 2 sisters, but they both work full-time jobs, and one has 2 jobs. And then my husband, we don't have a lot of help from his side of the family either. And if any of you family members are watching this, please don't feel bad. It's not, I'm just telling it like it is. And we had to get everybody to different places at different times, and I didn't have any help, and I was sick and not feeling good, and I kind of found myself asking, so-and-so, can you help? Or so-and-so, can you help? And this person and that person, and nobody could. And I got really depressed, and I started thinking about, you know, what does it really matter? Nobody really cares. We're kind of isolated. We're a little island of 6 people floating in a sea of everybody has forgotten us. And I had a little pity party. I'll admit I had some pity party going on. And I realized that none of my traditional friends understand what's going on in my life. They don't get up with me. They don't get up, usually at least once a week we're up at 3 o'clock in the morning with the twins. Well, that was supposed to end a long time ago. And generally it's on the weekend when the routine is messed up. And CBD has helped because before it was like every night they were up at 3. But usually like Saturday night or Sunday night, they'll be up at 3 a.m. and be up for 3 or 4 hours, and it's miserable. Well, this past Sunday it was 4 a.m. and I just got up. I just got up with Will because that's what you need to do. But I found myself realizing, and I got kind of down about it, was that I don't have anybody I can call. Anybody that I call, like people, like randomly people will say, oh yeah, call me if you need any help. I'll call and they won't be able to help, or they're not available at that time. And then you just finally quit asking. And if any of my close friends are watching this, please don't think that I'm calling you out. It's not like that. It's just, I'm just telling it like it is. Like, I got really, really down, and I randomly texted one last friend and said, I'm really struggling. I'm having a hard time not being lonely. And I'm having a hard time asking for help because I keep getting turned down and I can't keep doing this. And she threw me a bone and said, I can help. And I said, this is what I need, X, Y, Z. And she said, okay, I can make that happen. I can't do A, B, C, but I can do X, Y, Z. And I don't want to give you any details because, my close friends do watch my videos. And if you're curious about it, you can call me. But I'm going to admit it flat out, for about a day, I was just done with the world. Done. What would it really matter if we died? I mean, we're this little island of 6 people floating around in the sea of the world, and nobody truly understands what it's like to be sleep deprived even after 4.5 years, and to have to, manually feed your 2 children, your special needs children, and not go in places because it's too much work and it's not worth it, and having anxiety when you're in public and getting panic attacks and feeling like it's just easier to stay home. And then the mental and emotional stress of trying to work out childcare is so awful that I would rather just crawl back in the bed and pull the pillows and blankets over my head and say, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired and I don't want to do this. Granted, I was sick. And then I start this whole panic cycle, this anxiety cycle of, what if I never get better? And when you're sick, you have these random, weird, crazy dreams that are usually not happy. And in one of the dreams, I'm a nurse and I work on the intensive care unit. So we have a lot of very sick people. And so then I dreamed that I had pneumonia. I must have gotten pneumonia from work. And I had to be on the ventilator, which is life support, in my dream. And then in my dream, I made the decision to just turn it all off and be done. I know it's crazy, but you dream crazy things when you're sick. So granted, I think that a lot of this was based on, I didn't feel good and my ear was about to explode off the side of my head. And I just went through this insecure time of, I hate to be a bother to people. I hate to be a burden. I don't want to ask for help. And the people who most understand, like my inner circle, you can't help me. You're in the same boat that I'm in. It's going to take people who are not in this same boat to be available to help. And so I had just gotten to the point where I had asked so-and-so and then asked again and then asked again and asked, and it never worked out. And I just felt so defeated when I got home that one particular day of, why am I even doing this? Why are we even alive at this point? Granted, I was not feeling good, but I don't even know if I can leave you with an encouraging word except to tell you that it got a little bit better over the couple of days. The particular friend was able to help me get some stuff done, and then I made it to church yesterday, which was good, and I talked to a couple of friends and was able to invite a couple of people over who happened to be home at the same time, and we did lunch today. And then I thought, I'm going to start making a series and just talk about what goes in my head, because the craziness that's in my head, I have a feeling, is in your head as well. And sometimes we just need to talk it out. And I'm not going to a therapist right now. So this is my therapy. So the inner circle is my therapy. And the only way I'm going to be able to meet people is online. That sounds terrible. It's not a dating service. But generally, if I start feeling like that, those despondent feelings, they're generally connected to being too tired and just being discouraged about life and not having gotten anything accomplished. And I'm tired, I'm sick. And generally when I start feeling better, things start to brighten up a little bit. So it has gotten a little bit better. But I know that y'all go through these. I know that y'all think these crazy thoughts. You just at least comment below and tell me that I'm not alone, that you think the big thoughts, like the big questions, like, why am I here? What am I doing? Why is this worth it? Absolutely, it's worth it. And I know that now, 4 days later. But last week I wasn't feeling it. And my discouraging thing was none of my friends were feeling it either, because my traditional friends don't understand. And I'm so isolated from them that even if they tried to understand, they can't. And I just don't run in the same circles anymore. And it makes me really sad. So I'm kind of grieving that loss. And they're still my friends. It's not that they're not my friends. It's just that now I'm in a different life stage from them. And I'm constantly in transition. We're constantly in transition from the day we're born until the day we die. But my transition looks different now. So my state of transition looks different. So now I have to create an inner circle and find support where I can, because I don't have it locally. And I have people who care. Absolutely, my friends care, but they can only care so much. You can't care about what you don't know about. And I'm not on the radar. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying this is me processing it out loud, that I'm going to have to create new friendships and find a support group of people that get me and that I get. And that's all of you. So that's my big thought for the day, is the isolation sucks. I hate it. And I miss my old friends, but I'm very thankful to have the new friends. I also feel like I need to interject some comments. This is a couple of weeks after I recorded this episode, and I wanted to let y'all know that I feel a lot better, and I don't always get that low. As I went back and listened to the recording, I realized how low it sounded, and I want to be real about how real life is. But at the same time, I want to let you know that I'm not in that dark place anymore. I did a couple of interventions, such as I went to see my psychiatrist and altered my medication, which definitely helped. I got better and I didn't feel as sick. And some of the stresses that were in life that were all kind of crowding together and making me stressed out and anxious and down and lonely have kind of calmed down a little bit. So I just wanted to let y'all know and not leave you in that dark place. It's actually gotten a little bit better, and I want to be real, but at the same time I want to let you know that I'm really okay. So I want you to comment below, you faithful Inner Circle regulars, Ellis Fam lifers, and tell me what you think. When did the isolation hit you? Like, how have you coped with being isolated? Jill's boy is almost 20. So Jill, how long did it take for you to figure it out? And have you figured it out yet? And do you have a circle yet? You may not. This may be your circle. And y'all, this is y'all's circle too. So just comment below and tell me what you think. And until next time, I'm going to try to come up with something happy, but y'all know. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and if you know of that somebody that needs to know about the inner circle, you know what to do. And I will talk to y'all very soon. I look forward to next time.